Hello YouTube, Komodo Gaming here, bringing you guys another episode of Scrap Mechanic in the Town. Now, today we have a new theme. I've been wanting to do this for a while now, and obviously we have a lot of stuff to show you, as you saw from the intro and as you can see in the background. We've got 3 new vehicles and a new building to go through here. So I do want to thank Scrubmaster and Non-Newtonian. We got together and we just started building all this this week, so definitely thanks to those guys. I'll link everybody's workshops in the description, so if you want to start downloading all this for your worlds, for your towns, whatever you're going to use it for. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and hop off here. Now, the voting for the train station, we had a train episode. Actually, you can see it. Yeah, you can see the train somewhat, or the track from here. We had a train voting for the name. That's on yesterday's viewer creation town episode, so if you want to vote on that train name, you can go to that. But today, before we go over the Ranger Rescue Station, I need a name, and I love doing this because you guys are so creative and it's so awesome to get you guys to name some of the stuff here. We need a name, not necessarily for the station, but I want a name for the area. A lot of times these stations are in like parks, and I don't want to see Komodo Park, by the way, but we've got a pretty thick, dense area, almost like a forest here, so I'd like to see a name for the forest, so comment below. Let me know what you guys think. We'll probably run another poll in the next Scrap Mechanic episode. But yeah, let's jump right in here. Now remember folks, if you are enjoying Scrap Mechanic, if you'd like to leave this video a like, it helps my channel out a whole lot. But yeah, we're going to jump into here and let's go ahead and check out the vehicles first. Alright, here's our first vehicle. I'm going to save the best for last. We've actually got a helicopter up there, which is an amazing rescue helicopter we'll go over. But this is a truck. Now, I've had a Park Ranger truck before. It was a little bit smaller. It was white and had a green stripe up it. A lot of you guys that have been watching my channel for a while know what I'm talking about. Well, we've got a redesign here. I've taken somewhat of the same design and we've extended it out. So we have an extended cab now. We've got 4 doors. You got 4 seats in here. It's a lot more roomy inside. You've got a little bit different bed, different suspension setup. Definitely a different paint job. We've been going with this black and yellow, which is typically Park Ranger colors. I know a lot of times you'll see like green and white, but we looked it up. Non-Newtonian was talking about it, and that's why the helicopter, that's why everything's basically painted white and yellow. So you've got that. You've got a new mean-looking bumper on it, and I'm actually kind of happy with the way that came out with the slanted pieces that kind of crawl under it. So it gave it a really unique look, and plus we have the dynamic lights, which is always awesome. So suspension-wise, I did the setup a little bit different. We've got suspension on the back, but not the front, because the back seems to be the most important spot, and you've got the adjustable suspension now, so I've done that. It's got a really smooth ride. I could probably make it go a little bit faster, but I don't typically like to do that in off-road settings. So we've got that. We can go ahead, we've closed the doors. 2 is the hood, and 3 is all of your lights, so you can activate those. Now, what we might do, and I'll have to do it in the future, we'll get some logic going and get the red and blue lights up at the top, see if we can get them to alternate. I don't know how good that's going to look, because it's just going to be turning the light on and off. They're not creating quite as much light as I thought they would, so I don't know what we're going to do there. But anyways, you can drive around here. This truck handles the off-road fantastic. Like, it's a lot better than my other trucks, and I think it's because of that adjustable suspension. You can set these trucks just how they need to be, and you're not getting that constant compression like a lot of the other trucks would do with the normal suspension, and the whole fact this thing's metal, so it's really heavy, so they used to just compress down and you wouldn't really get much of a ride. So yeah, you've got this here. We got tons of trails out on the town map here, so this is why I wanted to do this ranger rescue theme, because it just makes sense. I mean, look at it. It is so forest. Is foresty even a word here? I just said foresty. There's a lot of forest around here, and it makes sense. It's like, all right, well, no telling what can happen out here. You've got wildlife, which would be really cool to actually see in Scrap Mechanic. And of course, there's probably people out here. People get lost in the forest all the time. Unfortunately, you have stuff like plane crashes and stuff like that. Forest fires. There's a lot to deal with. So that's why this theme just made so much sense. And I love this vehicle. What we might do, I might kick up the speed a little bit more. I think I've got 2 more notches on the gas engine that I can go up. So we might do that. But yeah, I'll try to get all this on the workshop as soon as possible. I know the ranger station should be ready to go and be on the workshop. So if you guys want to download that. I think the helicopters are almost ready too. And the ATV is going to be on Scrubmaster's workshop. Anyways, let's go ahead and head back. Alright, one thing that I should point out is the whole fact that the garage was made for this truck. So say you guys want to put the truck up, not keep it outside, we can go ahead. Got these little ramps on it. These ramps don't come default on the garage. I had to use them for the terrain up here, so I'm going to do that. Let's hop out, turn off the lights, and we should be good to go. Oh, okay, we're just going to take the roof for whatever reason. So let's see if we can close that. Let's get out here. And there we go. I actually think we weren't pulled forward enough because I saw it hit the truck a little bit, but it's pretty good. But yeah, we've got an ATV here. Now, these things are hard to create in Scrap Mechanic. Scrubmaster was working on this when we were doing the helicopter, and these things like to tip over. Like, you could use stabilization, or you can try whatever you can to try to get it to not tip over, but these things are just hard to build. I've seen some really cool designs, and this is probably one of the better ones. Scrubmaster has got the back suspension kicked out, so it's got a really nice ride. Initially, the wheelbase was a little too skinny, so we had a lot of tipping. So it was immediately, like, as soon as he got on it, it just like fell over. I was like, all right, well, this is going to be a little bit of an issue. But I think he's got it in pretty good shape here. It does probably still tip over like every ATV if you take a corner too fast, but it really does handle the terrain really good. And which this would be nice, say there's a lot of trails out here, sometimes the truck's just not going to fit. So you've got the park rangers that ride around on the ATVs and patrol. Man, I really wish we had water in here, because I can just picture these things running along the, say, rivers and stuff, checking people. A lot of times you get people fishing illegally or taking too much, and that's what I picture these guys doing a lot of times. Or if you're going into a rescue situation where, you know, you need to get to a spot that your truck cannot quite get to, so that is what this is used for, and this is actually really fun to drive. The suspension's working perfect, and he's gone with a little bit of the, I want to say this is a setup we found from Lord Payne with the front, because you can see there's a single suspension piece tucked away in the front of the body, and it gives the front end a really nice ride. So yeah, that's really, really awesome. This should be on, like I said, Scrubmaster's workshop, since this was his creation. But yeah, we're going to walk up here, we're going to go through the building, and then we're going to fly the helicopter. But I just wanted to show these vehicles off briefly to you guys. Alright, so here is the ranger station. Now, the building on the right is completely new. The building on the left is not. That is my Firewatch tower from, oh, it's been months ago. I built it for the Old Town map. I did update it, so you've got the new lights on there, and you've got the new windows up there. But I just figured it looked good in this area. It just makes sense. Ranger station, gotta have a Firewatch tower. So we might set up a couple more of those out in the wilderness. I think we've got, we got a couple more hills out there, so we'll be able to place those. So yeah, here's the new building. Now this building is based off of a forest fire station that we saw pictures of. We've converted it over, we changed the colors on it, but it's using pretty much the same building design. Me, Scrubmaster, and Non-Newtonian sat down and we hammered this building out. There's a lot to go over in here though. So here's like the little main lobby area. You can open up the double doors here. And over to your left, that's where we park the truck. The truck's got plenty of room in here, I believe. It might be a little tight. We built the garage thinking, oh, we're gonna have plenty of room, but then we realized how big the truck truly is. So you got that, you've got some toolboxes over here. You can't really walk in front of it. Let's see if we can go around to the back here. I probably should have shut those doors. Can we fit? Actually, no, we're gonna crawl under. There we go. That's the positives to having a huge truck. So you've got that, you've got some work tables over here, a little radio. Up above, Non-Newtonian did like this roof, or this slanted. You can actually see that it's on a bearing. It's like a little sunroof, which I didn't initially intend on doing that. I was just going to do a couple panels up there that would let sunlight in. But then he came up with this, and it actually looks really good. So definitely happy with the way that came out. There's the garage. The garage door is actually really neat. I think the truck's a little closed right now, but it opens up, kind of swings up, and goes all the way to the top like that. So I've got that. We're going to walk down here. This is the locker area. Say you're coming on to duty or whatever you need to do. You can store your stuff into there. There's a control panel for the building. We're going to walk up here. Now, this isn't like a normal police station or rescue station setup. We've got everything kind of combined into one. So back there, these are actually bathrooms. Let's see, let's pop those open. You got to show off the bathrooms for whatever reason. So you've got those. Now you're gonna walk in here. This is like the HQ slash medical bay. So you walk out here, and over here to the right, this is all your medical supplies. So say you've got a hurt victim. Of course, this isn't for major trauma. Normally, if something bad's happened, they're gonna fly you straight to the hospital. But say you need I don't know, you went out on a hiking trail, you fell down, cut your leg open, whatever you did, you come up to the ranger station. They'll fix you up here. So get the counters. The dynamic lights add a lot to this building. You can see them shining off there. You've got some up above here. But yeah, this is a nice little area. Now over here, this is the radio area. So say you're talking to back and forth to all the park rangers. You come up here. It's got a little pulse. It's pretty cool. You can radio up. We've actually got a little ham radio tower up on the top of the building. We'll look at that here in a second. Over here, this is a little telescope. So say, you know what, we're actually kind of looking over the town right now, but that could probably see very far. You've got a bunch of forest area on the other side, so say they might spot something. That's actually it's a really cool design. Non-Newtonian came up with the telescope here. So you've got that. It's actually got a really nice view of the town. There's the train station from the last episode, or the last build episode. And yeah, you can see pretty much everything. There's a drag station, or the drag strip over there. You see where the train tracks run. Really cool view. You got a couple, you got this table here, maybe if they're just going to sit down, eat, or a lot of times people are just observing the surroundings here. So that's that room here. We got a little balcony here, we got a couple searchlights. This kind of looks over the back end. Pretty cool. And then the last story, which is, it's not basically, there's nothing up here. This is going to the roof, so this is roof access. So you come up here and open this door up, and boom, here we are. We're on the outside. This is the roof. Maybe we should put a railing up here. This might seem a little bit dangerous. But nah, it's Scrap Mechanic. We can handle it. I'm going to go ahead and walk you guys over here, give you another view of the town. There's the go-kart track. This is so awesome. So anyways, let's go ahead and walk over here. Here's the radio. It's like a ham radio. This is really cool looking. You can see everything's kind of skewed out. So keep in contact with all of your park rangers out there. So I've got that. Go ahead and look off this side. You can see down into the garage. But anyways, we are ready to activate the rescue chopper. Okay, so we're back up on the roof here. Now you're going to notice a little bit of lag. This, like my Santa sleigh, for whatever reason, when this thing's touching the ground, it does lag a bit. But as soon as you get it up in the air, it's fine. I don't understand that about Scrap Mechanic. It's a little upsetting that that's still an issue, but anyways. Yeah, obviously you can see there's a lot going on here. I wish I could explain everything out to you guys. I mean, obviously you're seeing the thrusters carrying it up. The rotors actually are turning by suspension glitches, which is, it's a little different than what you normally see. They're really good. They're not fast. It's not going to spin as fast as like a normal helicopter, but you're not using thrusters to turn them, so it doesn't kind of throw it off when you're flying. It's actually really smooth. So you've got that, quite a few buttons here. Now, the helicopter itself is supposed to be a Huey. We looked up a lot of park ranger helicopters. A lot of times we're using these normal, like, Bell helicopters and stuff like that. Stuff you would see, like news helicopters, just your normal style. But we did see quite a few Hueys, which I love the Huey design. It's just awesome. I love the big sliding doors on the side. So that's why we decided to go with this. I think it came out really nice. The interior is actually really awesome. You've got the back bench here. These doors actually slide and close. You've got 4 seats up here. You've got the 2 pilots, and you've got the 2 here for more passengers. So yeah, say you're ready to go here. We can hit a switch. It's going to close our doors. You can also do this from the cockpit, but I think it looks better when you do it out here. Kind of see out the side. So we're going to load up here. Now this thing is still like any flying creation in Scrap Mechanics. It can be a little tricky to fly, so I'm probably going to crash it once or twice, but it's surprisingly stable. So we're going to activate the rotors here. So here we go. Like I said, these do not spin quite as fast as your normal rotors, but it keeps the ride balanced. When we're up in the air, we're not like constantly pulling to the left or pulling to the right. Surprisingly, it's really nice. So we've got several options here. We've got the WASD, which helps turn, but we also have some sort of pitch system. So you've got your 2, 3, 4 key. There's just a lot of different systems going on here. So you got to learn to keyboard dance a bit, but it is definitely very flyable, especially if you wanted to switch up the hotkeys a little bit and make it a little bit more comfortable. So let's go ahead and give this a go here. So we're gonna spam the, hold on, gotta get it. I think it might be a little bit locked up. Okay, no, we're good. I was looking at the landing pad there, and I thought maybe I was in one of those bars. So we're gonna hit the 4 key, and that's gonna take us up. Now you've got other little adjustments you can do here and there. The 2 and 3 key are your left and right. Now you do have a bit of a roll, and that's going to be your A and D. So say if you want to pitch, or I guess that's roll, pitch is up and down, and you can pitch with W and S to pitch up and down. But I would normally suggest trying to fly with the 2 and 3 keys as far as your turning, and use your pitching just to kind of correct the helicopter if it gets a little off track. Man, I really hate the camera on Scrap Mechanic. See if we can kind of position this behind. Actually, maybe we can go in first person. It's still a little hard to see out of, so let's go ahead and keep this bad boy up in the air. Now you got to constantly keep on the 4 key to keep it up in the air. It doesn't fall fast, but it will fall if you do not do that. So you've got that. Most of the other controls here, I'm going to try to pitch over and go over here to the left. I do apologize if the camera is a little wonky when I'm trying to fly here. Still definitely a challenge here in the Scrap Mechanic. There we go. Now we do have some cool stuff on there. The searchlight, and if you can see it, it's right there. I'll turn it on. It's actually controlled by the co-pilot, so he can go in there and maneuver it a little bit. I really wish we can go beyond 20 blocks. 20 blocks is the limit as far as what you can, as far as how far the light would travel, I should say that. And I really wish it would go further, because that would be really neat to be able to actually use this as a spotlight. You have to be really close to the ground for that to work correctly. But yeah, as far as all your other buttons, you've got the doors, you've got these little roof hatches, say if you get stuck. Typically you do not get stuck in this helicopter, but you never know what's going to happen. Let's go ahead, let's make evasive maneuvers here and try to turn back towards the town, because I'm pretty sure we're going to end up in a wall here in a second. So there we go. But yeah, once you get used to flying this is a relatively easy craft to fly, so if you guys want to check it out, it will be on the workshop. As you can see below us, there's some more train tracks. Never know what you might need to rescue out here, so we'll definitely be prepared for any situation with the ranger station. Alright, the last thing I wanted to point out with the helicopter is the whole fact that you have a green beacon light and a red beacon light. I should probably mention that because Mr. Non-Newtonian put those on there. I think I'm going to just lay it down. Actually, I might crash it in the town. That landing pad, it's a bit of a challenge. I'd love to see a video of somebody else actually landing on it. That would be actually really amazing. But we're going to put it down over here. Go ahead, give it some throttle, and here we go. Lay it down. There we go. So we're going to shut it off. But yeah, I just put that landing pad on the building because when you guys download it off the workshop, I want it all there and ready to go. Feel free to remove it if you don't like it. But anyways, let's go ahead and do the one last thing I wanted to accomplish here. We're going to hop into the passenger seat, and boom. There's the spotlight I was talking about. It moves up and down, left and right. I just wish it was a little bit stronger, but it is what it is right now. Maybe we'll get a mod for that. Somebody like Durf will create a more powerful spotlight. But yeah, that's going to probably about wrap it up for today's episode, guys. I do hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed all the vehicles. These were extremely fun to make. Now, what we're going to do next, of course, if you guys want to name this, if you want to come up with new themes for the town, I'm always searching for new things to build. what we are probably going to do next, I want to build a new train, one that morely of my own. We kind of used a design that Sam H. Dev came up with, but I want to utilize the same tracks because his track system is amazing, but I want a little bit more personalized train. So we might do that next episode, or we might do something else. Kind of depends on what you guys want to see, so comment below, let me know. Anyways, guys, if you'd like to like and subscribe, everything helps my channel. We will have a New Year's Day special tomorrow with Moonbow. It's going to be fun. It's another Scrap Mechanic video, so hopefully you join us for that. But yeah, hope you have a good day, and we will see you guys next time on Scrap Mechanic. Thank you.